Hi everybody, welcome to Watch Dogs Legion, and I wanted to do a quick sort of beginner's guide, hints and tips. This is really for people who've just started off the game and maybe you're getting a little bit frustrated, not quite understanding some of the concepts behind the game, and particularly the concepts behind your characters. Now, the critical thing in Watch Dogs Legion when it comes to having a team that is effective is what gadgets and skills that particular operative has access to. And not all the operatives are created equal. So as you're going around London and you're recruiting people doing the side missions, always have a look at what they will come with. So, for example, this lady here, Erica, she's only got ability to shock hand hack, and she's got a 6G data plan, so she can have fast downloads. Unfortunately, though, she doesn't have very many weapons. She only has the DedSec pistol. So she's not actually that much useful at all. The characters that are really useful are the characters like this chap here, and the reason why he's useful is he has access to a proper weapon, the AK-47. Sometimes you'll see LMGs, sometimes you'll see different assault rifles, but proper weapons that fire proper bullets. And I'm not talking about the non-lethal weapons, because one of the things that will happen in the game is when you're attempting some of the more difficult areas to take on, you will trigger alarms and you will get swarmed by enemy AI NPCs and drones. And if you don't have access to something like an AK-47 or an M4 or an LMG, that character is probably going to be captured, or they're going to die if you're using permadeath. So as you're going around, when you're doing the more difficult missions, use a character that has a proper gun in their inventory. Also, if you're approaching a mission, it might be a side mission, might be a main mission, and you're not quite sure how difficult it would be, there's nothing wrong, again, especially if you're using the permadeath mode of Watch Dogs Legion, send in a less powerful operative first to kind of scope out the situation and to kind of see what happens in the scenario. And then if they get killed or if they get captured, you can send in one of your more powerful operatives. One of the most powerful operatives you'll get straight away is the builder. And the builder is incredibly useful because he has access to the cargo drone. And you're going to use the cargo drone to access higher parts of the map, but also to scope out and recognize other areas as well.
All right. Now let's schedule your mandatory DedSec face tat. Just kidding. Welcome to the team.
Ha ha ha.
Brilliant. Finally found my people.
Hell yes.
So what this guy can do is you can press up on the D-pad and we could call the cargo drone if we're in the right place. Let's move over here. So when you're going around the map trying to find all the easy tech points, and I'll explain what they do in a minute, the ability to use this fella to have access to the drone is incredibly... Let's see if we can do it now. Yeah, right, we can call it now. So he calls in a drone, and then what we can do... Ooh, don't crush anybody. We can climb on top of it. We can hit hijack, and now we have access to all the higher areas of the map, which is very, very useful indeed. And the reason why you'll want to do this fairly early on is because you'll want to have access to the tech tree. So these are all the different skills that you can unlock, and generally each skill or which gadget or which upgrade will have a couple of upgrades that you can do. Now the first ones you really want, they say, you know, get the spider bot straight away. But just get the spider bot. You don't need the advanced stuff like double jump and stuff. But what's really important is the AR cloak. You definitely want to get this one, because the AR cloak is something I take in all missions, because it's a get out of jail free card, because as soon as you activate it, you go invisible. So even if an enemy has seen you, they'll then go, where are you? And you can take them down quickly with an instant takedown. Or if you've been searched for by multiple enemies, it will hide you for a period of time. And you want to upgrade this so that you can use this facility. And there's been many times where I have been on missions where this has saved me, because I've been swarmed. I can pop the AI cloak, I can hide, they don't find me, and then things calm down. Now, the other ones that you can work through that you want is the deep profiler. So this enables you to recruit people who are anti-DedSec, so things like police officers and the Albion people who, you know, they won't just join you normally. You need the deep profiler to dig in and really do all the missions that will bring them over to your side. And also one thing you want to look at is the riot drone hacks and the parcel phone hacks and the chase drone hacks and the counter-terrorism hacks and the turret hacks. Turret hacks not straight away, but the ability to be able to hack the drones is incredibly important, because what this enables you to do is scope out areas. So let's see if we can find a drone that we can hack. So we can disable that chase drone. But this fella, this one. Alright, so we can hijack this drone. So when you're going into a mission area, this guy is very, very powerful. It means that I can scope it out and I can hold the cursor over enemies and it will tag them for me in a dangerous area. But also, this particular drone, for example, has weapons on him. So I can take him into a dangerous area and fire at the enemies that are there and generally cause chaos. Drones don't have many hit points, so they tend to die fairly quickly. But you'll be able to get rid of a number of enemies and a number of drones. In fact, in this particular case with this riot drone, if I'm going into a mission and there's a riot drone inside the mission area, you take over the riot drone, you make it attack some of the people that are there, and they will then attack and destroy the riot drone. So it's one less thing you've got to worry about when you're actually in the mission itself. And it is incredibly useful, because one of the real pains is when you're in a dangerous area, you're in a mission, and what happens is a drone's following you around, kind of telling you where all the enemies will be. Also remember, if all you can do is disable a drone, if you disable it and it lands on the ground, just go up to it and punch it, and you'll be able to blow it up that way. So let's come out of here. Right, let's go back down here. Now, the map is very important as well. So as soon as you get a mission that you're given, you can say show this on the map, and then you can say A to set a waypoint, and then that will then bring up the kind of GPS as to how to get to a particular place if you're driving. You probably noticed that I've turned off the kind of 3D view that appears in the third person view. I just like following my GPS when I'm driving around in a car. But this will give you a really good idea of the size of what we're doing. Now, although we do have main missions and we do have side missions, remember, in each of these boroughs of London, there's different things we can do to make the borough come onto our side. So when you're in these boroughs, do things like disrupt the propaganda, which is normally hacking a poster. Do things like the what's that one there? Let's go to one we can actually see. Digital deface. So we're going to go up and we're going to write some stuff on a building, because as you turn over these boroughs to be on your side, it will reveal more tech points, so your characters can become more powered up. Remember, tech points and the gadgets, they're shared between all of your operatives as well, and it also gives you something very interesting to do. And I guess the final thing I'd say about let's put our stuff away, about Watch Dogs Legion is take your time. You know, thousands of hours, tens of thousands of hours have probably gone into this game in terms of building the world around us of London. And although it's possible to fast travel between locations, try walking quite a lot. Try going in a vehicle, but role play it a little bit in the vehicle. Let's see if we've got a car that we can jump into. Now, when you're driving around, although yeah, you can pretty much hammer around at full speed and knock people over and not really worry about it that much, try and do it a little bit slower, or if you're in a taxi or somewhere, put it on auto drive and just soak up the atmosphere of London, especially at night. It is absolutely fantastic what Ubisoft and the devs have done in developing this game. It's really, really good. I'm not quite sure why it got so many bad reviews on launch. I think it's probably the fact that it may have been quite buggy. Woo! And there's still a few bugs in it as well, as you can see. But also the fact that when you first play in the game, probably for the first 2 or 3 hours, you feel very much underpowered, and it's not always obvious what you should be doing with your characters, and it's not obvious how to get the best out of your characters in terms of recognising the fact that there's certain ones with different weapons are better for different missions than other ones. But overall, I'm really enjoying my time with Watch Dogs Legion, and hopefully these starters, hints and tips will guide you along the way to enjoy it a little bit better as well, and you'll come to enjoy this game as much as I do. Anyway, what do you think though? Have you got any other interesting starter hints and tips? If you have, put them in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe, and I will of course see you again soon.